can't say it. Oh, I got to say this for the air.
Okay.
Well, listen.
Just,
I know, but listen, it's a little dirty
Yeah,
because I kind of gave it away
Okay.
on the other show. I don't know where. I had to go back and look at the footage, but I shoved it in here while we went on to do the show, and then we had such a great show. I just got up and walked off, and that didn't go with me. So I've got to once we get settled, I got to hide it and give it to you.
Okay.
Okay.
If you want to do that,
I would love to. Yeah, because somebody on the air is going to say how stupid it is for me to give it to you again. Okay. So that's why I want to give it to you again.
Okay. All right. Well, I got it all folded up for you, real nice.
Yeah, boy. And
I'll act surprised.
Oh, well, yeah, very good. Oh, that's Vince. Darn it, Vince knows we're taping. Man, Tommy.
Yeah, I hate these phones in this office now.
Oh, is it? For you. Oh, that's very back-cavish.
Yeah,
boy.
they're just putting phones everywhere so everybody can get in touch with us, and I don't like it. I
Boy.
don't like it.
That's very. Oh, I was looking for the head. Remember the back head? You got to bend back to. No, I'm sorry. You got to lift the thing up to answer it. I was thinking about the bat poles. But,
yeah, the bat poles.
Yeah, the bat poles is when you go down the thing. So okay, but you're
thinking the shoe phone.
Yeah.
which is free with your subscription to Sports Illustrated.
Oh boy. With the little cowboy emblem on it, and you think you're getting something till you get the phone, and then the emblem like peels off. It was just a sticker. So anyway, you didn't see this yet,
I have
okay? Because we're not on the air yet. So
the key is we have a good episode again, and you forget again.
I know that.
It's been real fun. That'll be real fun. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another edition of With You Wrestle. You're the claps. You know what time it is, George Howe's weekend.
Bullet, I'm like a pot of pinto beans on grandma's stove with that old-fashioned pressure cooker thing. I'm fixing to explode. Bullet, what an unbelievable weekend.
I wasn't for sure what the word was going to come out of your mouth. You said, I'm a pot.
Oh, gosh. You weren't supposed to see this yet.
Okay.
But anyway, I love our new 10x10 ring. I mean, you could work a match in that right now.
I tell you, we can get the midgets to go do that. I mean, midget rentals are always calling us up all the time. So
I love it. Anyway, Bullet, what an unbelievable weekend Sonny and Cher had. The big fanboy, Knoxville.
Yeah, don't say FanFest because somebody copyrights that name. Somebody copyrighted FanFest. He'll come get you, even though you're going to run his building and call it something else, and then everybody that used to go to this thing don't know there's a thing going on there.
Yeah, and then have a dinner and everything else. Yeah. But Bullet, that was one of my first. We've done some smaller ones, of course, but this past weekend was one of the. For me, one of the
it's
big
one of the legit ones.
Man,
not one of the outlaw ones. Now, this one was a little flea market-ishy. But this is a legit one. This is a Bullet Jake Manning.
Oh yes. Yeah,
obviously had all the talent in the world. Maybe not the best layout. Had a couple of bumps that didn't go quite right. And things that happened. But still quality nonetheless. It wasn't no outlaws.
Yes.
So this was the Bullet Jake Manning one.
This is a very Bullet Jake.
It wasn't no Galaxy Con. It wasn't no Super Con. It wasn't no Wizard World. It wasn't one of those big ones that they make multiple dollars.
Right.
It wasn't no Young Buck version of the convention.
Exactly.
It was just the Bullet Jake Manning version of a comic book convention.
This one is the Ricky Morton walking around with a Young Bucks T-shirt on.
Yeah, that's what this was.
The way this one was. Well, I had time of my life, to be honest with you. I didn't know kind of what to expect when you see 500.
I didn't say because you stayed up there. You were supposed to come back with me, and then you said, I'm staying. So
I want to go back. You hear me? They finally, only thing got me out of that building was they was going to have me start helping break tables down. And so I got the heck out of there. But Bullet, listen, all of this for a few moments alone with the Batmobile. Okay, not just any Batmobile. Of course, Batman movies have been like wrestling. They run their course, and they've been some good ones, some bad ones. But when my sons, Brock and Little George, were very little, the Michael Keaton movie was huge. It was like the first one, of course, everybody knows. And the Batmobile at the time, I didn't know this was the Batmobile at the Comic Con. It was Michael Keaton's. But anyway, so we snuck down early and got in before they officially opened the door. It pays to be good to the guard that's over the place.
This is true. They let me and Zane in with no pass. So.
I know, exactly. And remember the first time we went through, the whole buzzer thing went off and they just threw their hand up. So, but anyway, so I did, Bullet, very momentish for me is I spent 20 minutes alone just gathering my thoughts and reminiscing with the Batmobile. boy, it is like the coolest. I mean, looking down now again, getting a little close. It's like that girlfriend that you always want to be girlfriend. You get a little close, you realize. She's a little rough, but you get that close to the Batmobile, it's been beat up a lot. They need to take better care of it. There's some ninjas and some scrapes and bumps. I guess
ninjas. There was ninjas
there
on
was
it.
Ninjas. There was ninjas on it, and I guess fighting Joker all these years, you're going to have some scars, right? So, but boy, you sit down in that cockpit, boy. I didn't get in there. I would have. I almost tried it, but man. And you know what was so cool, boy? It was driven in because when you got close to like the gas tank. Yeah, you could smell that like nitro, like glycerin or whatever it is they run on them things. You could smell it. So
my truck does right now, which is overheating right now in the heat. So
yeah, you know that mixture of gas and antifreeze when your radiator's leaking. That's what it smelled like on the Batmobile bullet. But just a special moment for me because then you realize how quick your kids grow up and don't need you no more and don't want you around.
Hate
your guts and don't know your name or anything like that. But very special moment for me is when I got to do that. So it was just great. Bullet. Me and you, and I'll pat me and you both on the back. We worked our butts off putting that ring up.
Yeah.
I mean, just it's amazing how everybody wants you to hurry up and get there. Then it's wait once you get there. And what nobody understands, and I'll tell them is. We can't do anything else till we want that ring set up and took care of.
Yeah.
We can't go have fun. We can't relax. You really can't eat. You just want
to even take it down. I appreciate the fact that you could have just easily have deserted all of us. But you waited to the end. You made sure you were there to tear that ring down.
Oh boy!
Like you could have just deserted all of us.
Yeah.
Just left me, Zane, and Caleb to take that ring. Be like, I cannot finish my day until that ring is on the trailer pulling out of here.
Now, boy, you got it. As my best friend, you got to admit when you pulled off. And I didn't expect it to be this way. It was kind of sad when I'm sitting on the street corner.
It was. And then, especially when I kicked you off the curb, like, can you move? I gotta make this sharp turn. Can you get out of the way?
My back was hurting. I've been on my feet 4 days and just trying to help load the ring.
You and Caleb just sitting there on the corner in the moonlight, just having a moment. And here I come with a ring truck. I got Stone Cold Steve Austin going. I
was waiting for you to start spewing milk out like Kurt Angle's truck.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying, to get us out of the way.
I was like, I had to go.
But then to see. Oh, it was I almost jumped in the back with you, Bullet, but we got it done. And it's amazing how now we did have a couple hands help us on the but
nothing on the way out.
But weirdest setup in the world, but we got it done.
Yeah,
well, we didn't wait on nobody else to get their stuff done. We just did it, and but thank you for that, Bullet.
We didn't wait on the lighting guys.
They're still up there.
They told us to wait till they got done and they'd move it around. But then, they're starting to set up, and then they have a fight with each other. They start fighting with each other. Like, no, you put up one cable. So we're gonna wait for you to finish fighting before you set this ring up? No, I already set the ring up.
Boy, and that's maybe a plus for us, or maybe even a minus. But we can tell 5 minutes when we meet.
We
somebody.
can still set up and fight. Me and Cedric, we had a knockdown, drag out verbal argument. Guess what? We didn't stop setting up the ring.
I know. I just thought that was comical that they told us to wait like they were important. And honestly, the show was during the daylight anyway. We didn't really need much light.
Yeah, I appreciate them going, hey, is this enough light for y'all? And I was like,
we're outdoors.
This big burning ball in the air is more than enough because it's going to be done before that goes down.
Well, they could have just pulled it. We could have saved them a lot of money. They could have just brought one of them, because it was a toy show too. They could have just went upstairs, got one of them old-timey microphones from Donny Osmond or one of them things, and just put some batteries in it. We used that night, and we would have pulled the show off. But
I don't know what else they did there, because they had to leave all their audio equipment there overnight, so I don't know what else they did there.
What was funny is I am not lying, when we took that ring down, they were still debating on, I think, what to load and what not to load. And notice their trailer never got moved, Bullet. They didn't have to, be inconvenienced. But anyway, we just did it.
But I did find a spot.
What?
There was a spot that was perfect that we could just pull right up and then pull right back into. And it was a little sketchy. And I wasn't for sure about it. And I'm like, they're going to tell me to move. and it's gonna difficult getting it in there. And I got this one spot where I could pull right in, pull right out, and it'd be really easy. But I just got to keep in this one little sketchy little spot. And I'll never forget one of the people that ran the whole park came up to me and he asked the question that you've heard a million times before. Are you the guy that owns that ring trailer?
Oh, it gives me chills right now.
And you get that blank look on your face, and you're like, because if you say no, he's like, well, who does? I'm like, I can go find him, and then you got a couple more hours to delay there. But I like an idiot, I said, yeah, and then all of a sudden he goes, and he goes, good job parking it. That's a great spot.
Oh,
never been said before. Usually they're like, "Hey, could you move it? Get it out of here."
That's never been said.
He goes, "That's a great place to put it." Never, nobody have I have, because it was one of those where I was going to ask forgiveness, then permission.
Yes.
So.
And what's funny is it was like they built that bridge and that water tower, and I mean that beautiful waterfall for their ring truck, because it was like you pulled into your garage at your house.
Yeah.
I mean it just. But perfect in and perfect out. But anyway, we survived it, bullet, and got done with it. And but I got to tell you a quick story, and our fans, I didn't know if you knew this, but that night of the show, and I may have shared this with you, I didn't know what celebrity guest was in the, in the Toy Story, the show. I didn't know who they invited. They had Leave It to Beaver, the original, and his brother Wally from the 60s show. They were there, some of the guests.
Smalls from the Sound.
Yes, exactly.
MacGyver.
And MacGyver was there. They had a lot of the horror people or whatever. But what I didn't know, is, of course, the night of the show was Friday night. I was first match with Jimmy Valiant. Well, and the crowd was all on one side, as you know. Well, there was this group of people, Bullet, that was just having a great time. And they started getting some heat with me, and I'm yelling at them. And literally, Bullet, one of them looked like a zombie. I'm not making this up. So I had fun and got a lot of heat by saying that zombie looking that I thought was a woman, I was telling the other guy, that's your wife. Your wife looks just like a zombie. And, of course, he's ready to fight me. And then, of course, this kid come out. Now, listen to this, Bullet. This kid came all the way to the ring and turned the perfect, like, Argentina Apollo somersault. Landed perfectly. And I thought, okay, I'm going to have some fun with this. I'm going to get him so mad at me that I'm going to see how many more times he can do it. But I think he forgot that he did it because I couldn't get him to do it again. But anyway, so reverse back up here to this big family. I mean, there's a family of them. They're yelling at me, shooting me the bird and everything like that. So anyway, the match happened. Boogie Woogie Man Jimmy Valiant defeated me again for the 4,000th time, and we rode off into the sunset. So, okay, nightfall comes. It's over. The next day, Saturday morning.
I done ran over your gear bag on the way out of the building.
Yeah. Would you move? But listen to this. So listen how small world it is. So the next day at the Fan Fest, I'm at my table. Well, I hear that the Walking Dead cast, a lot of people from the cast, they've got the Walking Dead car. All of this about 3 hours over. Okay, mm-hmm. So I've always, I'm a big Walking Dead fan, and I said, well, before we get started, I'm gonna go down there. But listen to this. So I'm talking, they get it, buddy. It's all blocked off till you turn around the corner. They've got chain link fence up with blood, and and they got it looks like the Walking Dead set, and they got the cars in there, they got the weapons. But listen to this, and you're gonna get a little teary eyed at this. So I circle around the front of the compound, okay, the prison or whatever it is, and I walk in. There's the whole Walking Dead crew and cast. Now a lot of zombies that could be or could be not, Walking Dead people, but 2 of the cast members are there. Okay, one of them, of course, is Rick, who plays Rick, the sheriff, and then they had a lady from there. But anyway, listen to this. So when I turn the corner, guess what? They say George South. The zombies yell out my name, boy, and I am not lying. I kind of did like a backpedal because I thought I ain't paid you for no picture or nothing. Yeah. But listen, and then Rick, the sheriff, listen to this, boy. He goes into the greatest George South impression that I have ever heard. He said, "No, you sit down, you redneck. I hate Tennessee." Bullet, what a small world. That family at the wrestling show was the whole Walking Dead crew and the set. So the one lady I thought was a zombie lady was really a man that wore his zombie stuff 24/7. Bullet, we bonded. in like the zombiest apocalypse world, we bonded. Okay, and this is when you know you've made it in professional wrestling. Okay, Rick, the sheriff, the big baby face, the whole Walking Dead. We bonded, me and him, real good, boy. And of course, got my pictures and all this kind of stuff. But he asked me, he said, "There's two things." One of the zombies said, "There's two things we want to do here. We want to meet Boogie Woogie Man, Jimmy Valiant, and Brooke Hogan."
Well, one of those is very easy to do. One of those is very easy to do.
Talking about Bullet, the whole circle of life. Basically, Bullet. So anyway, so I said, I know one of them I can take care of pretty easy in about 2 seconds. But anyway, and I knew the Brooke Hogan-ish thing. I'd have to deep down inside to all of my hooking ability, Bullet, to make this happen. So anyway, of course they met Boogie. Everybody's very happy. Okay. So then, before the end of the day, I had to try. I had to at least try.
Well, were you successful?
But yes, I was. Can you believe that? So I went right up. And I think it was so outlandish what I've asked of Brooke Hogan that she agreed. I mean, how many? She knew I wasn't trying to pick her up because I didn't say nothing about that. I told her, "Would you like to go meet some zombies?" Now that may be the greatest pickup line in the world, okay? But good or bad, it worked. Bullet. So she said, "Sure." I mean, Bullet. She said, "Sure." So she's a big girl, Bullet. I mean, she's very, very tall.
Hogan was probably on the gas while she was deceived. Let's be honest here.
So
that's how that works out.
Well, now listen. From her table to the zombie world was a very long walk. No. And I thought,
man, you? She didn't bail on you?
No, she did not. And listen, this, but I thought, okay. I've asked all of my favors. When I get her there is when she's going to turn heel on me. Yeah. When I get her there is when she's going to start spray painting.
Yeah, well, she's going to turn.
And she's going to pull the NWO T-shirt over her red dress. That she's waiting for then. So I was still a little bit worried. But because when she sees the zombies, because she's telling me the whole way, Bullet, it's just me and Brooke Hogan walking through the convention. She's telling me that.
Just chopping things down.
Oh, Bullet, listen to me. It's yeah, like going through the jungle. But listen to me. So, and she mentions it to me that she's really not into like scary things or stuff like that. But I didn't touch that. I didn't know what that meant. But anyway.
But did Brooke Hogan ask to hold your hand? Zombies? Is that what we do?
Boy, see, I was getting ready to save the day. You understand what I'm saying? But I didn't have a gun or nothing. But I was ready to defend her if I had to. Okay. So anyway, Bullet. So when we circle around, it was just a very Mark Oush moment for me when those zombies and of course Rick and his when they saw Brooke Hogan. I mean, it was pretty cool. Because she turned into this, we walked into the compound and the prison and all that kind of stuff. When she walked in, it brightened it up. I've never seen zombie. She killed a whole zombie takeover right there because every zombie started laughing. All of a sudden, I've never seen so many zombies start talking in my life as when Brooke Hogan come in. So, and boy, she could have been the greatest worker in the world that day, but she was great with these zombies. And here's the funny thing about the Comic-Con business is I was very appreciative. Once they got their pictures made with Brooke Hogan, and they just figured, she said, "Oh, let's do a group." She suggested, "Let's do a group picture." Okay.
We know who her dad is.
But listen to this.
She knows how to work.
But listen to this. So you'll love this. So okay. So Brooke Hogan's in the middle. The zombie's threatening her, but Rick's got the gun pointed under the zombies. And so they're posing. And all of a sudden, you see this goof with a bandana stick his head right here. Okay, he looks like he just like wandered into the zombie prison. Okay, and then they take the group photo. Well, it is like the greatest. Oh, it was like the greatest photo in the world. So anyway, so the zombies are thanking me. The zombies are doing the.
They were bowing.
Oh, the
Asian zombies.
Yeah, they were doing the Thunder Liger bow to me. I just made those zombies' day. That's all I'm saying. Okay. But listen to this, boy. And this one I got a little hot. So we're done. I got to get Brooke Hogan back to her table, right? There's people.
So you got to lead her back. I mean, you got
to
hold her hand all the way back.
You would not believe, and it's true, boy. I want you to believe this. You would not believe the other vendors. Like one of them had like this Land of the Lost set with this huge dinosaur. They were trying to get me. Can Brooke come over here and just like put?
And you got to cut that down.
Yeah, you're kidding me? Yes. And you wouldn't believe the at least 6 or 7 vendors that we shot down. Can she just pose? Can she pose
We
with
just
our
saw some
dinosaur?
zombies here. Listen,
Are
I'm
you
just trying
kidding
to
me?
Include our business here.
So, but I was more, when we got her back to her table, she was very appreciative. She's very thankful for that. And this was cool. The zombie people actually printed off, they had one of them FanFest printer gimmicks. Where you get a picture made, get it printed off. So,
and then it pops out like 6 hours later,
yeah.
and then you don't really get them. One of those FanFest printers?
Yeah, you never see it.
And then you delete the card, and you don't get the pictures?
Yeah, you never see it.
Because those are the FanFest printers. Now the WrestleCon ones, they shoot out right away.
And Bullet, I had, and she was just over with me. And so now, Bullet, I'm over with I'm over with the people, the horror people. I'm over with Brooke. Great time for me. Got to see Bobby Eaton for a little bit. Got to hug on Bobby Eaton. Spoke with Dennis for a little bit. So anyway,
still loving on Dennis.
He wasn't there long. He wasn't there long. I think he realized, Anyway, so but Bullet. Something.
I feel like there was more to that story when we moved right past it.
Bullet. Something more than it was just an unbelievable time. Bullet. But listen to this. Here's the funny thing about all that. I got to shut up. We got to move on. Bullet. During the Fan Fest, a guy was walking around giving out cards for Bubba Fest that's coming up. Now, Bubba Fest is going to be in the same convention center.
Is it Bubba the Love Sponge?
Well, I don't know if it's Bubba. The fans were telling me it's Bubba from the Dukes of Hazzards. I guess he used to have Bubba Fest in Pigeon Forge, but they're moving it here now. And so I looked down at the card. Bullet. You may have to find a way to get on this. Guess who the two top draws are for Bubba Fest? Steven Seagal and Chuck Norris. Bullet. I don't know. There ain't nobody else underneath. Now, they had some Gilligan Island people, some other people like this. There ain't nobody else going to make no money on that thing.
No.
I'm telling you that right now. But they said, and that's Steven Seagal's first, his first appearance. But that'll be the two big.
Just standing there in shades like this?
Oh, yeah. And yeah, not saying hey to nobody, but I do tell you.
He's gonna be the reverse Stone Cold Steve Austin. He's not gonna make you feel good about being there.
Boy, I will tell you who. They said it was his first appearance. I didn't get close to him or whatever. But Pee Wee Herman was there. I asked one of the building people.
I caught a glimpse of him, and he was wearing the most dapper green suit.
Was he really?
On the Friday, and then I saw some pictures of people posting. He had like a purple suit. Like he's a very dapper dressing individual, that Paul Rubens.
Well, see, I didn't know that, but everybody that worked there for the convention and for the buildings said he was. They didn't even hesitate. I said, "Who's the money maker here this weekend?" They all said, "Oh, Pee Wee Herman." I mean, they said he had a constant line, the whole time. So
that's the one. It seemed like everybody enjoyed.
Yes, yeah, very good, very good.
That's always important.
So, and of course, Mick Foley, everybody did good. So, anyway, we survived it. That's the way. I had time in my life. I had people that said that they didn't know that was just by some of the pictures and stuff that I shared. Because we do some smaller ones, Bullet, where it's just a couple people.
Oh, we do all the outlaw ones. Yeah, we do a couple outlaws.
And it's just a guy walking around, in
this one's just slightly above the outlaw Comic Cons.
But anyway, I had a great time with my life. So, and you got back. You had one heck of a zombie-ish weekend almost.
Yes, I did. I was definitely a zombie-ish, but I'll tell you what, I didn't work that hard this weekend. You've been proud. The least amount, the little amount of work that I did this weekend, you would be proud. Because I still got all of the dollars that I expected to get, but I did a minimal amount of the work. I was taught very well.
Well, Friday I was saying now, I should have listened to Bullet. I mean, the way that...
Oh, you guys trying to turn that into a six-man? Nah. I'll just manage to get the same amount of money. I got it.
You don't need us, okay? No, I think, wait a minute now. Who's the smart one on this show right now, okay? No, I loved how that worked out.
Yeah, and then I came back to Charlotte, did a comedy show. And the comedy show was the most work that I did all weekend long, to be really quite honest. Because one sentence into my set, mic went out.
Oh.
So George, you saw how smooth I transitioned.
Almost like it was, I bet you it was almost like it was part of the...
I started making jokes about it. I handed it off to the guy to go fix it. And I proceeded to just continue on with my comedy set and yelling it out to the 80 or so people that were there. Now, granted, none of them people wanted to sit next to each other. Like, they had people like over there in the lawn. Yeah. So I got to get to all of them. So I felt like a Renaissance fair performer, yelling it out in the middle of the Commons area. And I did about 15 minutes yelling it out, and they finally got the microphone working for the last 10 of my set. And I finished it up with 10 with the microphone, and I handed it off to the next comedian, who was the only black person at this country club, so that was interesting. And then during his set, the two drunkest people that were there sat in the front row.
Wow.
And then I got to bring up the headliner, who was supposed to do about 45 minutes, and he tried to do 45 minutes, but these two drunk guys would not shut up. They would not shut up. And the thing is, too, they're right in the front, so they're saying stuff, but they're not mic'd, so nobody over here in the lawn can hear what's going on. So some of those people were mad that was going on, but they weren't mad at the comic. They were mad at the two drunks in the front row ruining the show. And then people started wandering up and telling those guys to shut up. People politely asking. And then all of a sudden somebody's like, got up to the front and was like, you two in the front are ruining the show.
Dang,
because my headliner kept trying to like redirect and then get back into his bits, and then these guys would just cut off his punchline.
Wow.
And he was trying his best. He kept trying and trying. He did an amazing job. And a lot of people are like, "Why'd you book this headliner? He's kind of filthy and he's gonna get you kicked out." I'm like, don't worry. When people book these things, they say they're going to do it again, and they never do. Yeah. So I might as well put money in the pocket of somebody who's good. Yeah. And that's what I did. But it turns out it's not going to be the comics that ruined it.
Yeah.
It turns out it was the audience that ruined it.
Wow.
The audience is going to be the reason we don't go back, because those two drunk guys in the front row, they got everybody mad, and this woman was yelling at them. Well, the wives of those two drunk guys got into it with the woman that was telling them they were ruining the show, and actually kicked one of those women. So like one woman assaulted another woman. So it was this and keep in mind, this is like the nice part of town. When I brought up Ric Flair in my set, they go, "Oh yeah, Ric Flair used to live around here." Like this is the nicest part of Charlotte, and all of these people are complete animals. They got completely drunk. They couldn't shut up for 5 minutes.
They never left? The two never got up?
No, they never got up and left. They stood there the whole time. And then afterwards, like, did we ruin the show? Did we do it? They had no clue. And then, their wives, physically assaulted somebody, and there had to be a pull apart. Wow. Like, these are supposed to be the nicest, most well-mannered people. They were the most unruly individuals ever, and it was the comedians.
Wow.
The comedians that were the fine, upstanding individuals in this entire country club. And I remember the guy that was overseeing the country club, with the microphone, he apologized to me. He goes, "We're not this. We are not this." I'm just like,
I love that, Bullet.
So that was a weird one.
But now, when something like that happens, they don't have to leave. I mean, they should leave.
See, if it's a tough situation, and I was put in a bad spot, and everybody was put in a bad spot, because if this is a comic club, you get security to go up and say something.
Right.
If this is one of my shows at a brewery, or they paid to get in, I come up and say something.
Right.
Now, we were brought in to do this show for this country club. I don't know if this is the guy that's going to okay my check.
Right. Bullet. I know
so
that.
we can, and so you're only hoping when the comedian's like, "Hey man, let me do my set," that they would let you do your set.
Wow.
And then when they do it twice, 3 times, 4 times, 5 six times, he's like, "Hey, can I just tell some jokes?" And when you have the comedian going, can you guys be quiet so I can tell some jokes? You figured they would get the hint, but they did. And then I can't really say anything because, like I said, they might write my check at the end of the night.
That could
and this is
be
what you
him
get.
and his
This is
buddy.
what you pay for. So
wow. And so even after the microphone going out and all that, you still dealt with them too.
Oh yeah,
Bullet.
So we had to deal with a lot, but it was the comedians. Once again, they were the upstanding individuals, and people were worried that we were going to be the reason they don't come back. But nope, it's going to be the audience now.
Now, when you survived all that, you still had to come back.
Come back to Knoxville and wrestle for NGW. And George, I've probably been more over other places before, but I can't think of a place where I did less work and was more over.
I love the way that sounds.
I
love the way that sounds.
Anything. I did 2 spots, and I was in and out. It was a tag match, but of course none of them guys were in a rush to put anything together.
Right.
And then of course they waited forever. And then it got to be the show started, and they go, "When are we up?" I go, "I've been waiting for you guys. We're second match. What do you want to do?" And we just kind of threw it together, and I was like, "All right, we'll do this," and I'll stand on the apron most of the time.
Wow.
This is my comeback. You guys be there for it. And we just did it, and I got in, got out, sold a couple T-shirts, and made a couple new fans.
And you came straight back, right? From there?
Straight back there, and I've had a full work week. I've already recorded a podcast this week. I got to record some $10 pods. I got to edit some wrestling shows. I got to edit the next $5 wrestling show, and then I take off for Niles, Ohio this Saturday.
Yeah, I knew that was coming.
Right there, right back.
And the Bruiser Brody, is it up, or that was last week? Your Bruiser Brody.
That was up last week. Of course, that was kind of frustrating too. It came out a little bit late, and my partner was freaking out and saying this is the end of the world, and we were losing subscribers. But I mean, it showed up a couple hours later.
Yeah.
Something else enjoyable. I need to ask you somebody else later on.
Okay, very good. And before we go to our idiot of the week, Bullet, some of the fans may think that they have saw this already, but just forget it. Bullet, I had it with me last week. Been meaning to give you this gift for several weeks, and I keep forgetting it. Last week I had it stuck away in the Great Blazer, and I got up and walked right out, and it hit the ground. Okay, Bullet, and of course they spread it out and had it here for you all week. But anyway, so we'll just act like you haven't seen it yet, Bullet. And I left the tag on just so you know this ain't one of my old ones. Okay. And what really gives it away that it's brand new is that gimmick still at the bottom.
It's a little seam right at the bottom.
There's a little seam at the bottom. So you know if it was an old one of mine, that would be gone.
It'd be gone. That's the first thing you get rid of.
Yeah, exactly. So this will be, and I'm not sure if I gave you one before, but it's something to mess around, cut grass in. When you're throwing drunk fans out of a brewery or wherever when they're interrupting your set, this will be yours. I know it's like a 2X, but don't pay no attention to that.
Don't let that stop you. Don't let you stop. Don't let that stop you.
The one
fact that it's 3 sizes too big, don't let that stop you.
The one your size was like $8 more. Okay, so and I really looked for the marked down one in your size. But
you'd figure with them having like the extra fabric down below, like there's a lot more extra fabric here than I knew they could hear it go. You think that would be more expensive, but actually it's cheaper.
Well, I know, ain't that something? The one, you're exactly right. The one your size with less material was $8 more. So
more specifically the seam at the bottom.
So don't pay no attention to the size. Okay.
Don't let that stop you, kids.
Right, exactly. Don't let the actual size that they wear stop you from loving on somebody. Always remember that. But this is Journey.
You can take that phrase 2 different ways. Just let you know. Don't let the size of somebody prevent you from loving on somebody. Don't let the size stop you from loving on somebody.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
That should be a shirt.
Yeah, exactly.
And it say Zane Riley at the top.
I think you just gave Zane Riley a new T-shirt. But this, and see, boy, even got the 2X.
Sticker.
The little sticker on there. Boy, this is as official as you can get, okay? So I will present this to you as a gift, Bullet. Nice. And I figure maybe 8-9 months, your actual size will go on sale, and then I can present that one to you about around Christmas time. So that's okay. All right, Bullet, if you're ready, quick idiot of the week. Bullet, let me tell you something. Circle this whole story back around. Fanboy, one last time. Bullet, I was heartbroken. Of all the excitement, the Batmobile, the Walking Dead zombies, Brooke Hogan-ish, meeting some great people. Bullet, they asked me, was you ever a Power Ranger fan? And of course, my kids were. I was never really.
They're going to ask if you yourself were ever a Power Ranger.
But I grew up.
Zordon, maybe.
Right, exactly. And there's that connection again of Power Rangers were over big when my kids were little. I'm still trying to reconnect with my kids any way I can. So I'm thinking a picture with the Green Ranger, because it was always little George's favorite when he was little, the Green Ranger, cool. And I thought, okay, what better way to reconnect with my kids that hate me is to send them a picture of me and their hero, Green Ranger, okay? I'll do anything. Very prostitutish. I'll do anything to win the love back to my kids, okay? So I said, I'd love to meet him real quick before we open up. Oh, we'll take you right to him. Bullet, listen to me. They take me to Tommy, the Green Power Ranger, who was the most over of all the Rangers, okay? He's the man. Bullet, we get there, okay? And there's nobody in line, and I'm very nervous a little bit. I've already met the Batmobile. I've already met zombies, Brooke Hogan, the sheriff. I met them all. Bullet. And as I get close, all I can see is this kind of attractive, kind of a young John Travolta-ish looking guy in a 3-piece suit and a tie. So I'm thinking, okay, I can dig it. That's his agent, and I'm sure the Green Rangers went to take a pee or whatever Rangers do, whatever Power Rangers do when they got to go. So I'm okay with this, okay? So as we get closer, Bullet, what the heck? It was not his agent. It was him. It broke my... There's no Power Ranger stuff nowhere. Even his banner is him. Kind of attractive in kind of a Power Ranger.
But he's in a suit.
He's in a three-piece suit with a tie.
It's like when you get those WWE action figures, like, oh, I got your Ric Flair action figure, and it's Ric Flair in a suit.
Yes, exactly.
You want the Ric Flair action figure with the robe and the tights.
Yes.
And then you're like, oh, I got your Batista action figure, and it's Batista in the pink shirt with the gray pants on,
exactly.
the tie. Like, no, I want the Batista in the trunk so he can do the machine gun.
And it wasn't even like a green tie. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he was very well dressed, but not as a freaking Power Ranger. I didn't want to meet him. I mean, it killed it for me, Bullet. Now I know why there's nobody in line. Now listen, I can't make this stuff up, Bullet. So I didn't. My kids would have never believed that me and the Power Ranger are doing this, and they said, what outlaw wrestler are you standing beside? Okay?
What bank are you standing
next to? Where are you at? Now listen to this, Bullet.
You cashing a check at Wells Fargo?
Bullet, I can't make this up. I said, nah, we'll come back. I mean, I was really like, I was waiting for lasers and dinosaurs and somebody to morph. You understand? Brother can't morph in a three-piece suit. But when we were leaving, this is a true story, when we got out of that where he was at, as soon as we stepped through those main doors, there were four regular adults in the beautifulest Green Ranger outfits that it was a shoot. It was a legit Ranger outfit.
Oh, please tell me what's coming next in this story.
Well, now, but listen to me. Only because a man that has lost his child, lost his kids, has got to do what he's got to do.
Love this.
You see what I'm saying? So,
I love this.
There were four Rangers, okay? All like the three bears. They were all different sizes and shapes. So I just kind of yelled, okay? And all of them stopped, okay? And I had to stop them to see, okay, who measures up. One of them had a little.
It's got even better.
But one of them had a little belly on them. Mm-hmm. One of them had kind of a little ponytail hanging out of the back. But all outfits were like K&H stuff. I mean, it was like movie stuff, all the movie. So, but then there was that one, the last Ranger. Bullet was perfect size, weight. I asked him to suck his gut in just a little bit, okay, so I could get by with it. Bullet, let me tell you something. So this dad who has to do what he has to do, Bullet put his arm around the Green Ranger. Okay?
I love that you saw the actual real Green Ranger.
Yes.
And you're like, screw this.
Yes.
I'm not getting a picture with no Green Ranger, him in a suit. Walk outside, you see somebody dressed as the Green Ranger. I'm like, no. I want a picture with that guy.
Bullet, let me tell you something. Now, and I'm not lying to my kids because
I love it.
They were under the same roof. Okay? Bullet, I am so over. And I sent that picture. I am so over with my kids right now. They actually, you know, when they turn your picture down on the dresser, they've actually lifted the picture back up.
Now they put the picture of you and the Green Ranger in that.
Yeah, yes. Bullet, listen, and then put it up on the over the fireplace. Okay, so and I'm not lying as a dad because I did meet the Green Ranger. Okay, yeah, and see. I'm very careful how this dad pulls the wool over his children's eyes because I know they don't watch our show, so I can say this. And second of all, Bullet, I'm sure they've already Googled it to see I know Dad's kind of lied to us before. Let me just see if the Green Ranger was at Fanboy.
Oh,
boom.
Even better.
Guess what comes up on the website? Tommy, the Green Ranger. Bullet, listen. So
you hooked your kids again,
I
George.
I hooked them, Bullet.
You hooked them again. You tricked them.
Bullet, let's do it. It was perfect, okay? Now, Bullet, listen to me. So while I'm still going to, as great as that story turned out, Bullet, I'm number one dad again, okay? I'm sure I'm going to get a coffee mug this Christmas, said number one dad. I hadn't got it for about last 35 years, okay? Bullet, I got knocked off the pedestal, but I think I'm going to be back to being dad of the year, okay?
Good.
Bullet, listen to me. But I still got to do this. As much as it hates my child, as much as it hurts me to do it, I am still going to throw Tommy, the original Green Ranger, in his the lawyer or the banker Power Ranger. What are you thinking, buddy? You see what I'm saying? And so I threw him in there. And what's funny is when I thumped the Green Ranger in the idiot bag. So what was funny is when I was leaving, the guy from the Comic Con was trying to give him an excuse, and he's trying to make me feel better. He said, well, you know, sometimes it's trademark stuff. And then I shut him up when we step through the door and there's 4 outlaw people walking around. Ain't no trademark to that. If you buy the outfit, you can wear it, Bullet. But I guess he just thinks he's so over that he didn't need it. But anyway, so I will throw, we have a special guest here, Power Ranger Dog, on the show. Bullet, the dog's telling us, that's how they tell me to go home, sometimes. If we went too long, they send the dog out.
Yeah.
So anyway, he's going to choose a cake. So anyway, Power Ranger will go into the idiot bag.
Right.
Okay, Bullet?
Ranger.
What were you thinking, Tommy?
We side with CM Punk, Tommy.
Yeah.
Just let you know.
So anyway.
Not you, Tommy. We're talking about Green Ranger,
Yeah,
Tommy.
not you. The real Green Ranger is named Tommy.
Yeah, and he's got that feud with CM Punk. That's why.
Now Tommy Thomas is going to post something on Facebook that we don't like.
Yeah, we're dogging him and stuff like that. We've been dogging him. We put him in the idiot bag. We're putting Green Ranger Tommy.
Tommy Thomas is going to post, man, what did I do to Georgia Bullet? I walk in, they done put me in the idiot bag, and I ain't done nothing. So, ladies and gentlemen, listen to me. If you feel like, what was I going to say? Oh, if you feel like lying to your parents, if you feel like lying to your kids this week, thank you. If you feel like lying to your kids this week, if you want to know some good ways to do it, just
order the second greatest book of all time, which is available at highspots.com. And kids, make sure you get your parents' credit card number, and order one today. If you want to know more about what I'm doing this weekend, Niles, Ohio is a lot of fun for me. So make sure you follow me on social media, especially at Man Scout Manning on Twitter, at Man Scout Manning on Instagram. It's gonna be a good old time. This has been another edition of Dad, You Don't Work, You Wrestle.
good show. Thank you, Bullet. Saving it as always, buddy. Mm-hmm. Yeah, by Christmas, I will actually have your size.
Well, hopefully by Christmas, I don't fit in that. I am all days off Jake Manning now. So,
man. Thank you, Bullet. You did it again, buddy.
See, remember I was telling you, these are Stallion's pictures. These are sentimental.
Yeah.
They're sitting here. They're sitting here. Sentimental five.
Yeah.
He brought those in, set them down like it was like Giant Baba holding up somebody's picture at All Japan because this person died. Those pictures.
Yeah, they're going to get him to do an interview.
Yeah.
Right?
And be all sentimental. Get out of here.
They're going to get him to talk about
PWF.
the old days.